Hi, Coach Heather here. What I'm gonna go over today is the setup for a front squat. Now, a front squat can be very tricky. It is a great exercise because instead of loading the spine on your back, you are loading the bar on the front, creating a shelf on your shoulders. It can feel a lot more difficult than a back squat because you have to engage your anterior core and you really have to work to keep your elbows up to keep the bar from sliding forward. Now, if the weight gets too heavy and you start to dip forward, you're gonna lose the bar. Now, with a back squat, if you load up and go too heavy, you can still usually get out of the squat, you're just likely gonna compromise your form. With the front squat, you really can't cheat your form. So it's really important to learn how to get set up for it properly. I'll go over a couple different tips and cues I have for it. Now, the first thing is, what I often see people do, the very first mistake is when they go up to the bar, they're leaning back and getting the bar set up near their collarbone and trying to get set up like this, okay? If that bar is up near your neck, it's gonna be really uncomfortable, okay? So the first thing you wanna do is actually push your hips back, lean forward into the bar, and you're gonna draw your elbows up. Now, a key thing to think about here is when you get set up for the front squat, you're actually not gonna be holding the bar. You don't wanna be gripping the bar like you are in other movements, okay? You're actually creating a shelf with your shoulders. So the bar is actually gonna be resting here. This is what is holding the bar up, not your hands, okay? So another trick for that is when you're getting set up, think about just getting the bar on your first two fingers. These are the most flexible fingers in your hand, rather than trying to grip it with your whole hand, okay? So I'm gonna come up to the bar, I'm gonna start to draw my elbows up, and I'm gonna get the bar right on the front of your shoulders, so right on your deltoids here, this muscle here, okay? Getting that set up. And now I'm gonna lift my elbows up and slightly bring that bar up. Okay, you can see here, elbows have to be up. The minute my elbows start to drop, this puts a lot of pressure and strain on my wrist, okay, really uncomfortable. So if you're feeling that, it's likely your elbows are pointing down to the ground instead of up, okay? I'm gonna show you this from another angle here, okay? So again, I'm gonna come up to the bar. I'm gonna get the bar situated on my shoulders, right? Elbows are up. And essentially from this point, if I were to squat, you know you're in a good position if you could actually take your hands off of the bar, okay? That's how I know I'm set up well. The bar isn't up against my neck. My shoulders are keeping it up, okay? Which brings me to another point. If you have issues with your wrist mobility and getting here is really painful, you do have the option of bringing your hands up over the bar this way. Okay, so again, you're getting set up with the shelf. Hands are gonna go over the bar, okay? And then you could squat that way. Okay. Really important there that elbows have to stay up. Again, if they start to drop, you're gonna lose the bar forward, okay? So staying tight here, drawing that core in tight is gonna be really important. I think that's all my tips. If you get stuck, play around with distance as well when you're getting set up for these. So if your hands are too close together, it's gonna be really uncomfortable. If you go too wide, it's gonna be a lot more pressure on your wrist. The ideal placement of your hand is just outside of your shoulders, okay? And then draw the elbows in. Drawing the elbows in can keep your lats engaged and keep everything nice and tight, okay? Show you again one more time from here. Elbows up. And that is your front squat.